Wow. Is your family seeing the changes that you've made?
Drastically, yeah. They're seeing it. And they thank God every day. Because the best thing is abstaining. Oh, okay.
All right. When you speak about abstinence, Bill, abstinence versus moderation, everything in moderation is a motto that, you know, a lot of people have. Is there such a thing for someone who is addicted, that I can drink in moderation, I can smoke just one joint?
Okay. This is the problem with society. They think they think on one side. People ask you, but can I not just drink 1 or 2 beers? Why don't they say, can I not just drink at all? I mean, what's the benefit? So I wanted to go to the filling your time, the activities, you know. There are 3 activities, if I may put it this way: get physical, get mental, and give back. I'll start with giving back. Giving back is reminding yourself of where you're coming from. It is equipping yourself with the ability to protect your young ones, the next generation, who include your children or children to be, from the problem that they might actually face, since we have what we call genetic predisposition. Get physical. There are people who, and I'm going to bring in selfishly the Bekunda recovery homes. When somebody gets out of treatment, for instance, Pierre said that he met me at Safe Places. Yes, I was his coach at Safe Places Uganda Treatment Center. And that is a rehabilitation center. So he comes in, he spends his 3 months, and then he comes out. Now he has to become involved in something so that he can maintain his sobriety, right? He gets physical, I said, exercise and all that, and games and everything. But there are those who come out of treatment and go home and spend the whole day watching TV, expecting someone to get them a job, blah, blah, name it. And they become redundant. They feel useless. They get bored. They get angry. And what do they say eventually? That let me just go back and use. After all, what's the benefit of being, of this sobriety thing that we are having? You see, now, when I said I'm bringing the recovery homes, is that usually instead of sending a person like that who has just come out of treatment home, what you do is you get them to a recovery home, say Bekunda recovery homes, and while they're here, then we are not going to let them sit in the house. So they have their freedom during the day to go do what they are supposed to be doing. School, work, maybe they're going through an aftercare program in a rehabilitation center. Some of them have to go back to work, some of them, whatever it is that you need to do. And then there are those who did finish school, don't have a job, don't have skills, don't have anything. So we give them 2 weeks of reflection. Just reflect, concentrate, think, plan. And then within a month's time, we expect you to have decided whether you're going to volunteer, whether you're going to get a job, whether you're going to start actively join a sports team or something, whether you're going to, support your family business, but something, whether you're going to go back to school. Make an application. By the end of the 3rd month, we should be seeing results, not having somebody just sitting at home, relaxed, watching TV and demanding for chicken, complaining that they have cooked beans when they cannot even put it on the table. So that is getting physical and then mental. You need to, he has talked about meditation. Meditation prepares you. It prepares the mind. It keeps you grounded. You repeat the same thing over and over. In my recovery to this day, since 2004, even during the time when I had a relapse, I have 2 things that I do to mentally keep up. Yeah. Of course, during the relapse, I relapsed from that a little bit, but when I got back my recovery, I went back. 1, in the morning, I wake up and I have a meditation for the day. What is going to be important for me? What should I think about? I give myself 30 minutes of that meditation and I do it in my bed. Then before I sleep, I do I make an inventory of my day. What went wrong? How did I respond to so and so? Did I get angry in the traffic? Was it necessary? Did I speak badly to someone? Basically, it is called self-improvement. Then the first one which I started with, which was giving back. Giving back also keeps you accountable. Telling your story keeps you accountable. You know what Pierre is doing right now is keeping him accountable. So people have seen him, they know, he has got 8 months of sobriety. He's following the right path. So when he goes out, he knows they're watching him. It keeps me under control. You see what I'm saying? So there is a lot that a person needs to do, but we find that because for the longest time, say somebody has been an alcoholic for the last 15 years, the closest they get to normality is chaos. So after those 15 years, they need to be reshaped to start thinking critically and doing things sensibly. You know what I'm saying? Not to sound offensive, but they need guidance. They need more guidance. It has been unfortunate for the longest time that in Uganda, when you finish a treatment program, you just go home, they expect you to be fine. They don't know that it is not about the drug. It is about the behavior, the character defects that somebody developed when they started using the drug.
Very quickly, because our time is fast spent. Peter, who are the important people on your journey to recovery, and what does a support network look like for you?
I have to start with the higher power, that's God, G-O-D, my parents, my siblings, my recovery coach, Bill, played a very big role, and I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, my relatives who support me and this path I've chose of sobriety, yeah, that's my circle. I keep a small circle.
What was the kind of support they gave you that helped you to get to your 8 months now?
Emotional, mostly spiritual. Yeah, those are the two. Emotional, spiritual. Those are the ones. They didn't want to, I didn't really ask for much because I learned from Bill, zero expectations. I don't expect them to buy me things just because, I don't expect gifts for being sober because really, it's my fault for all these things. So I don't expect much. I want to do things for myself. I'm tired of being dependent. Yeah.
Wow, Bill, you're teaching some very hard lessons there. What does a support network look like, very briefly, before we close?
My support network? Is it my support network you're
asking? Yes, your support network.
I have a very strong support network. We have a group of guys who, for the last 6 years, it's called Springs of Renewal. For the last 6 years, we've been accountable to each other. You see, you can't go this journey alone. There is no loner who can make it. And it's interesting that we have grown from, we used to talk about how we didn't have transport, we used to meetings, then it became how we don't have a big enough place to live, then how now we have children, we have this, then to a point today where it is now development. So what are you doing now? One is working, is doing artwork for Al Jazeera. I am opening up a recovery home. I'm working in a rehabilitation center. You see others are built up in business and all that. So yeah, that is number one. Then my family, of course, and God. God comes first always. You start with God, you go through the day with God, and you end with God, because I have no willpower. And lastly, my biggest support is the people I give back to. I work with families and people suffering from addictions every single day. Basically meaning that I receive complaints, problems, misunderstandings, how many times a day? How many hours are in the day when the light is on, right? 12 hours? Okay. 12. So for the 12 hours of the day, I expect somebody to come up with a need. And that...
Reflect and to become more creative than ever. I learned how to use the resources I had, limited resources, and try to do, expand on that. I tried to use I changed my mindset completely. I turn all the negatives to positives, and I do it day by day. And I try to release dopamine in the healthiest way ever. Eating healthy, exercising, meditating. You have to work on the three. the body, mind, and soul.
Yeah.
Or spirit. So that's what I worked on. So this month of lockdown, really people have suffered because I've seen my people I used to use weed. They're in very, 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 very bad states. I'm sure Bill knows some. Like, people are suffering because now you have enough time to actually, people thought they were social drinkers or they were not dependent or like addicts. Now they realize, because now minus their work, they're 9 to 5, they're at home. If from 9 to 5 you're working, then from 7 or from 6 to whatever time you start drinking or using, now you can use for 24 hours or as long as you're awake. So now a lot of people have become self-blown addicts during this period. So really, it's not a good thing.
All right. What would you say to somebody who is on their way to becoming an addict?
Relatives or your friends be telling your kids, you see, your dad was this, that. No, you can use this as a testimony, like what Bill is doing. And he's helping a lot of people, including me. I won't be where I am right now if it wasn't for him. So really, he has helped a lot of people, especially the youth, to understand this thing. It's very deep. So ask yourself, what do you aspire to be, a failure or a loser? Do you think by using, you're going to get a certain reputation that will help you in any way? No. No one wants someone with a substance, like with a drug problem. You understand? Now it's trendy because of so many aspects in life. And really, I don't know what this world is coming to, but what I would say is try to live a healthy lifestyle. Treat your body like a temple because health is wealth.
Thank you very much, Peter. Clearly, Bill, you are doing a great job, I must say. Just listening to Peter speaking now, I know that you're going to reach so many people, and also the choice of school now. You said you're in Harvard and you're studying something related to your experience. I think that's really great.
Bill, very quickly, what would you say to somebody in recovery in closing?
Somebody recovering, don't try to do it alone. Please seek help. You cannot do it alone. For those who are in recovery, if you have things that are bothering you, talk about them. Please feel free to contact me and I will see how I can support you. And for families, if you see something you don't understand, again, find out if it actually is a problem that can be sorted out before it gets worse. Addiction is progressive, and if you don't deal with it, it gets worse every other day.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for taking the time to share stories. I think they're very, very important that we keep sharing them. Bill, don't get tired of it. And I will thank you now and say coming up is NTV Weekend Edition. We've come to the end of our show. Thank you for sharing and thank you for watching.